and care shown to her would have definitely fulfilled her personal commitment to the Lord as she was baptized in 2015. Sister Lajoy was gifted in countless ways, but for us here, she was a stellar cook and an impeccable interior designer, especially for special occasions. Her passion for church aesthetics was truly her superpower, and she added a special touch to the ambience of every events like prayer breakfast, tea party, Christmas banquet, Mother's Day and Father's Day services. Her congenial persona and strong leadership ability was undoubtedly obvious, and as such, she was voted Women's Federation President in 2015, where she served relentlessly for 5 years. As she retired her post in 2020, only because she was feeling her age, to use her own words. Lajoy left an unforgettable mark on the women of the Federation. Sister Annalie James had this to say: "My beloved Sister Lajoy Wright and I have served together on the Women's Federation for our church. During our tenure, she was the president and I was the vice president. We also work as representatives for the Clarendon Baptist Association for our local church. She was an excellent person to work with. She was a no-nonsense person and very quick to forgive and forget. She was always very willing to serve, and she never backed down from any task, especially in the vineyard for the kingdom of God. She was the sister I never had, the friend I could trust and rely on. For the 5 years that we have known each other, we grew to become very close friends. Sister Andrea will always remember her selfless contribution to her wedding in both cash and kind. Deacon Sylvia Henry will always remember Lajoy as her daughter, as she mentored her within the Federation. She will never forget the contributions, even at the national level. Her willingness to serve the Lord was admirable and unwavering, as she was involved in almost every ministry group, and as such also served the council in pastoral care committee, chairman up to the time of her passing. She was an avid and regular attendee at Bible studies, and even led some sessions in pastor's absence. Sister Lajoy had a great sense of humor, and as she often joked that she couldn't hold a note, but never hesitated to be a member of the senior choir and the Women's Federation choir. Her passion for service and imparting knowledge was equaled only by her interest in learning. This was proven when she valiantly sat the dreaded JBU Sunday School exams and proudly collected her certificate of credit. She never missed an opportunity of training and was enrolled in the JBU MA training in discipleship and ministry certificate program up to the time of her death. Sister Lajoy was always fashionable, up to date, as looking good was her signature. Her hair was always groomed and dressed tailored to perfection. Sister Lajoy was a friend, a mentor, encourager, and confidant to many of her church sisters and brothers. She was just as comfortable among the children and youths as she was with the adults. Lajoy fell ill in late November, early December of 2019, And even then, her light and life was still seen and felt. She was always optimistic and had faith that God would keep her and heal her. But as 2020 unfolded, she became more ill and made her peaceful departure in her heavenly abode on April 20, 2020. Today, what can we take from the life of this extraordinary woman? She loved the Lord with all her heart, and we who are left behind should make it right with God before it's too late. Love your family and friends and appreciate those around you because they are lent to you for a very short while. Wear nice clothes, eat well, and make the best of small things in life because they are truly what matters. Today, let us not mourn, but celebrate the life of one that was well lived. Sleep on, Lajoy, angel of ours.
Amen.
Just here, and we invite Juanita to share as best as she can. We have really moved past the time that a lot of contributors, but we understand the situation.
Good afternoon, church family and friends. I have a little tribute to my sister. What can I say about Lajoy, Wright, my big sister? The Bible says that God made us special, but I believe my sister was extra special. She was a kind of loving person, a woman of integrity. She was truly a victorious woman. I can recall the many memories we shared together, the trips, the visits, the laughs, the many meals we ate as family. Lajoy was someone who gave her all to everyone, and anything that she was doing, her talent and skill was something she was always shared with others. It was something I always admired and was proud of. Even though she had never lived close in terms of distance, we would always communicate by WhatsApp through video calls and WhatsApp calls. We would spend hours upon hours talking with each other, including Claire's sisters and Judith, my mom. Sometimes we would laugh until our face hurt. I will never forget the last gift she gave me, the gift of time, love, and support on my wedding day. I was honored to have her as my maid of honor standing beside me. My husband and I always be grateful of that. One's wedding anniversary should be one of merrymaking, joy, and gladness. But who could have known that you would leave us on the day of my wedding anniversary? My heart was broken, and that day I will never forget it. Time would not allow me to share all the memories that we have together, but I will always cherish them and hold them dear to my heart. So sleep, Lajoy, rest in your Father's bosom. No more cares and troubles to face. Enter into God's joy, sis, and may God's light perpetually shine on you. Always loves, Juanita.
Share further with us pertaining to eulogy, remembrance. I want all of us to know that Lajoy was, my mother would share with me something akin to the close relationship that we share. I think Lajoy and I are cousins. We are close. So Lajoy and I grew up in Yurton, between Yurton and Linstead, and I just want to say, ditto to all that was said, Lajoy was a stellar student from, she was in the cradle, maybe from the womb. And that journey, started on the journey with her. It's sad to know that our friend and sister, fellow Justice, has passed his life, but she has left a legacy for all of us to cherish. On behalf of the Climate Baptist Association, I want the family members and friends and members of this church to know that we take note of Lajoy's stewardship and may her soul continue to rest in peace. We'll now listen to the eulogy and remembrance for.
Now the laborer's task is o'er. Now the day's battle is past. Now upon the farther shore lands the voyager at last. Father, in thy gracious keeping, leave me now thy servant keeping. Earth to earth and dust to dust, calmly know the words we say. Left behind, we wait and trust for the resurrection day. Leave me now thy servant sleeping. These are the words of John Ellerton. Good afternoon, everyone. Reverend Layla, Reverend Bernard, family members. I just give you a little of what Lajoy meant to us and her life when she entered this world. Lajoy Evadney Wright was born on July 26, 1969, to parents Violet Johnson and Artland Wright. She was the first child for the couple, and she enjoyed life to the fullest. Lajoy started her early education at the Rose Hall and Louisa Haywood Basic Schools in St. Catherine. On leaving basic school, she went on to the Yorton and Jericho primary schools in St. Catherine. She sat the common entrance exam, and like other students, she was looking and hoping to start high school at one of the schools of her choice. Instead, she was placed at the Linstead Primary and Junior High School. She was very disappointed and unhappy when she was placed there, as she knew she did well to be placed at a traditional high school. After being there for 2 weeks, the principal at the primary school that she attended previously informed her mother that she was to report to the Charlemont High School as she had passed her common entrance for that school. She was elated. As a student at the Charlemont High School, she got involved in almost all the activities there. She enjoyed the time she spent at this noble institution, especially doing agriculture and being on the farm with her teacher, Mr. Gardner. She graduated as a respected student who maintained the principles of her alma mater. After high school, Lajoy set her sight on exploring the world of work and relationship. And that's when she met and fell in love with Janelle and Talia's Daniel's father. These two girls were the apple of her eyes, and she did everything for them, serving as mother and father most of their life. Though life threw her curveballs, she always seemed up to the task of meeting those challenges and also the ones she set for herself. Lajoy started thinking positively of what to do in achieving her best potential. That is when she heard of the Filippo Baptist Skills Training Center in Spanish Town. She decided to attend classes there to learn sewing, but this turned out to be the best decision she had ever thought of trying. After graduating, she was employed as an instructor at the same institution. A few years later, she was appointed the coordinator for the training institution. She loved her job, but she loved her student more that came through the doors. She has adopted daughters and sons, some of whom are much older than her, who to this day talk about her loving care and call her mother. Lajoy has reshaped the lives of many villains into productive citizens. Some of our students are now working in many countries outside of Jamaica, to include the USA, Cayman Islands, and many are on cruise vessels on the high seas. She has left an indelible mark on that institution. Lajoy developed a strong conviction with serious intentions of achieving success within herself and her students. It's not that she wasn't fun to be around. You just had to remember that the slide really needed to be addressed before the swing. Nonetheless, she was always there to help anyone who needed help. After all of this, Lajoy knew that there was something more to living. That is when she felt the conviction of surrendering her life to the Lord and was baptized in April of 2015. And she became a member of this church. She loved her church and served her God with dignity and pride. She shared a special relationship with her pastor and her church family. In December, the family were shocked to hear of her illness. Always the fighter, we had every confidence that she would soundly defeat this disease that threatened her life. She had much more to give, to teach and to share, especially with her young grandchildren. Somehow, it didn't happen. Still, as I stand here before you all today, looking at the many lives she touched and remembered all the causes she championed and contributed to, I know she has achieved much. She proved to us that anything is possible. Lajoy touched many lives that are forever changed because of her dedication, determination, and love to see them succeed. She lectured and taught at the Filippo Baptist Skills Training Institution with dignity and pride. Lajoy will always be remembered for her warmth and generosity, her commitment to humanity as a group and individuals, her brilliance and unflagging optimism, and her great big grandmother's heart. She set an example of compassion and courage that inspired everyone who knew her. Godspeed, Lajoy. Heaven only knows what is in store for you next. We might be saying that she is gone too soon. We all have assignments to complete. She has completed hers and has moved on to glory. Lajoy leaves to mourn her children, Janelle and Daniel, grandsons, Micaiah and Mosiah, mother, Violet, father, Artland, brothers, Wayne and Marlon, sisters, Juanita, Melissa, and Marsha, and her surviving grandmother of 89 years, Gladys Thompson, Aunt Patricia, many cousins, adopted children and friends. Her brother, Dean, predeceased her in 2001. No, the journey doesn't end here. Death is just another path, one that we all must take. The gray rain curtain of this world rolls back, and all turns to silver gray, and then you see it. These are the words of J.R.R. Tolkien, which is The Return of the King. I know she would want us to say this. Don't cry for me, now I have died. For I'm still here, and by your side. My body is gone, but my soul is here. Please, don't shed another tear. I'm still here. I'm all around. Only my body will line the ground. I am the snowflake that kisses your nose. I am the frost that nips your toes. I am the sun bringing you light. I am the star shining so bright. I am the rain refreshing the earth. I am the laughter. I am the mirth. I am the bird up in the sky. I am the cloud that's drifting by. And I am the thoughts inside your head. While I'm still here, I can't be dead. This was penned by her cousin, Nadine Coley, who is presently in South Carolina, cannot be here at this funeral. She spent last summer with her, and she made her plans to be with her this summer again. But this is the will of the Lord, and we give him thanks. May her soul rest in peace.
We have come to this point in the worship experience where we continue to express our gratitude for the faithfulness of God. I understand that earlier some of us would have given to the cause with the offering that was received already and which will be received now, where they'll go to the work of the Philippo Baptist Skills and Training Center. We will receive from God's people what not yet contributed, and after that, after the collecting, the offering will be blessed, inviting the ushers to come and collect. While this is being done, we will sing together the Lord's My Shepherd. We'll sing to the tune of the Happy Wanderer. Lord's my shepherd, I'll not want. He makes me down to lie. In pastures green, He leadeth me, and quiet waters by. He lives, He lives, He lives. I know that my Redeemer, yes, He lives. He lives within my heart. My soul He hath restores again, and me to walk make within the path of righteousness, in flourish for name's sake. He lives, He lives, He
in presence of my foes. My head thou dost with oil anoint, and my cup overflows. He lives, he lives, he lives. I know that my Redeemer, yes, he lives. He lives within my heart. May we stand? Goodness and mercy on my life shall surely follow me, and in God's house forevermore my dwelling place shall be. He lives, he lives, he lives. I know that my Redeemer, yes, he lives. He lives within my heart. Somebody praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Truly, he lives within our hearts. Let us pray. Providing God, we give you thanks for the many ways you have and continue to bless us, your people. We thank you for the opportunity, the privilege to labor and to receive. And to know, God, your people have, by faith and in gratitude, bring back a portion of what you have blessed us with. We now ask, oh God, that as you bless these monetary gifts, that, oh God, your servants will be truly demonstrate good stewardship of what you have blessed us with. And we ask, oh God, that such will be used for what it is being collected for, so that education will continue at that institution. May your name be glorified, O God, and may your name be praised. And now we ask that you be pleased with all that we'll do with this which we have collected. In your name's sake we pray.
Amen.
Amen. We will now listen to the word of the Lord read aloud. The first lesson comes to us from Psalm 91, and this will be read by the cousin of the Lajoy, Early Carnegie, who is still, I believe, the principal of the same basic school that Lajoy went to, including myself. We have her read that. And then the second lesson will come to us from Romans chapter 8, 28 through to 39. And this will be read by Janelle, reader, daughter, and Lori Knight.
Let's praise the Lord. Scripture lesson comes to us from Psalm 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee,
to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against the stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder. The young lion and adder shalt thou trample under feet. Because he had set his love upon thee, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name.
Good afternoon, family members and friends. The second lessons will be taken from Romans 8, verse 28 to 39.
And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestine to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover,
Whom he did predestine, them to he also called, and whom he called, them he also justified, and whom he justified, he them also glorified. What shall we then say to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? He that spared not his own Son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us things?
who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It is God that justifieth. Who is he that condemneth? It is Christ that died, yea, rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of God, who also maketh intercession for us.
Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all day long.
All the day long.
All the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors, through him that loved us.